Hey guys, welcome back. Hey guys, welcome back. I feel like I'm just a little bit of a mess right now. I went to a hot yoga class this morning and then I was starving when I came home, so I made some breakfast and I really wanted to film this video before I got ready for the rest of the day. But don't worry, you don't have to see my face for very long because I have very exciting news. I finally figured out and finagled a way to film some videos on my computer. I used to film videos on my computer a really long time ago, back when I had a MacBook. I don't have a Mac anymore. I have a Windows Surface Pro now, and it's just been really hard trying to find out like what editing software to use and stuff like that. And then I had gotten used to my phone, so I didn't really kind of spend a whole lot of extra time like really looking into it because my phone was working just fine. But I finally figured it out. I have editing software. I have this really cool app I literally just kind of discovered by accident, and it is called Camo, and basically it allows you to turn your cell phone into a webcam. You can also hook up your webcam, or you can use the camera device. So right now I'm like using my Surface camera. But the coolest thing about this app is that I could be in the process of filming a video, and then if I want to, like, I have my webcam set up to like look down over my workspace, and so I can, without having to stop and restart and change settings, I can just flip to the next device and show you a different perspective. And I know that a lot of other YouTubers have already figured this stuff out, but I'm not very tech savvy, and I feel like I've just been going through the ringer and having to reassess my filming setup so many times. So yeah, I'm excited. So actually we're going to test this out right now. I'm going to use my phone so I can show you the setup. So let's turn this around to, okay. Oh, look, Sora's being a good kitty. I was worried that he was going to be on the table getting into stuff, and he kind of was. All right, so here is my computer. Here's what we're going to be looking at today, and here is my webcam up there, and I have it on kind of an extension pole, and it was bendy. I didn't even know I had that until kind of sort of recently. All right, and we're back. So now that was just really cool to be able to show you guys that. All right, let me move these cords out of the way. So that was just really cool to be able to do that, and the possibilities are endless because I have a lot of DIY videos that I have been kind of working on, and I've been putting clips on my phone, but then it's just really difficult to do anything and show you anything while holding my phone with my hand, doing things I need two hands for. And then just the storage issue on your phone. You can't have like a 2-hour video and then trim it down. So finally, I'm so excited. I'll be able to film some more DIY stuff like I really want to. So that's coming up. Let's go ahead and get into the purpose of this video, which is my planner. I am telling you, I found the perfect planner for myself ever. Of all the planners I have had, and I actually have not had a planner in like the last few years. Being a stay-at-home mom is just so different, and that's a whole conversation for another day. But what makes this planner even better is that it was like $1. I cannot believe I found this planner at a thrift store with their books, and it was $1. So we're gonna go ahead and look inside. I'm gonna flip the camera around. We're gonna go ahead and look inside, but I'm also gonna show you this little mini planner and also my spiral for my brain dumping system. And from here on out, I don't have it scripted. We're just winging it. Let's go ahead and flip the camera around. Make sure it's still aligned because Sora decided to come over here. Now there is a little bit of a tilt in the camera. I think it's still gonna work just fine, but I apologize. This is the very first time I've ever kind of filmed with this kind of setup. So we'll have to kind of see how it goes. But as long as y'all can see, that's the important part. I hope this background is okay and it's not too busy, because we could just do this. That might be better because the black and white. All right, let's do that. I love an elastic band that keeps your journal closed. That's like so essential for me. It has this, I don't know if you probably cannot see it. I have to get the light to shine on it just right. So there is like a logo in here. It says Wordsworth Planner, and I'm thinking at some point maybe kind of doing like a sticker bomb. Like, see, I got this mug, and I put stickers all over it. And no, this is not a Stanley Cup. While it looks like a Stanley Cup, no, I am cheap. I found this one for $5. Let me spin it here. So this is my sticker bombed cup, which is, I guess it's a Stanley knockoff because, yeah, I'm cheap. I found that one at Five Below for $5. So, yeah, much better. Anyways, then it has just a simple open with the Wadsworth planner. I think that it's really, this planner is like really nice, thick paper, and I don't really have to worry about any kind of bleeding, which is so nice. Or even like ghosting from my pen. So, this is kind of cool. It shows you how to use your Wadsworth planner. I mean, on this page, I actually completely redid this page, and I designed this in Canva, and I printed it and then glued it all in, and then I kind of reinforced the binding here with some fabric washi tape. Then we have this page for travel planning, and I know we have a couple of summer things that we're kind of thinking about, but there's a whole lot of room here. We don't travel all that much. I plan on using this page to add different hikes and places that we want to visit around our local area. Where I live in Alabama, we have so many beautiful places to go on walks and find waterfalls and stuff like that. So I think that that's where I'm going to reserve the rest of these places for. Then on this page, we have just kind of a thing for time zones, but I'm thinking I'm going to use this to kind of track books that I've read from different areas of the world, because I really like how the lines are here. So it kind of gives you space to write for different areas of the world. So this is like a blank place for a goals mind map. I'm not really good at mind mapping. I don't know why. I did kind of start something here, but I left it in pencil. You probably can't see it. But I ended up sticking some stickers on it, and that might be where I do that and put more motivational quotes and stuff. I think that's a good alternate use for this space. Here is another one, a vision board inspiration. And I'm not really good at making vision boards either, but I do kind of have something in mind, and it would just take some time to go and like print out some pictures. I don't really like gluing in a lot of things because I don't like how bulky it makes my book. But I think if there was just a couple pages where I glued a few things in, it would be completely fine and it wouldn't bulk it up too much. So I do think I am going to fill this out at some point. Then over here, and these are still and I don't know if I really want you to read these things. I don't know why I felt a little bit embarrassed because it's been a while since I wrote these down, but this is a space where you put your personal goals, and I've never been really good at like setting goals like that either, but because it's here and I wanted to fill it out, I started doing it. I started putting in the practice. Actually, here, this isn't so embarrassing. So one of my goals is to read 100 books. So the purpose is an annual reading challenge, and then I also have a Goodreads goal. And how I'm going to accomplish that is I took 100 books divided by 12 months, and I have to read at least 8 to 9 pieces per month in order to reach that goal. I actually found that I really loved these pages. Another one of my goals is to declutter and organize my things. I have been a little bit of a hoarder, especially when it comes to like my arts and crafts things. So the purpose is to minimize the stuff that we don't need, and the action is to either use it or get rid of it. This past month, I have actually been pretty proud of myself of how I'm working on that goal. I picked kind of one item, like my clothing, which I've been kind of working on, and family, friends, and relationships. And one of my goals is to send cards and letters out this year. I feel that it's a really nice gesture. People really appreciate it. And it's a lost art to, communication with our friends and family. When my kids were little, I would print out really cool family Christmas cards, and it was actually really simple. You just take one picture if you want a Christmas picture, or if you didn't have time to go get pictures taken, you could take a picture of another time you could do like a photo collage and you just order them and they print them for you. It's like $20 and you have personalized cards to send all of your family for Christmas. And I haven't done that for years either. So this year I want to get back on it and I want to start sending out at least a Christmas card to everybody. So the action I'm going to take for that is I'm going to set up an easy mail center that has all of my supplies, and I have an address book, like old style address book that I'm going to update with everyone's new addresses. And that way, when it comes to that time, I can just sit down and have everything that I need, because I feel like that is kind of one of those things that it doesn't get done because I don't have the supplies readily available just to snatch it up, get the task done, and move on. And so, therefore, it never gets done. Next one is professional, and this one's kind of difficult for me because I am a stay-at-home mom and I don't really have any side hustles that I'm doing. The only thing I'm really doing is like my YouTube channel. I do have a couple of ideas here of side hustles that maybe I want to test out and see if they work for me. For instance, like sell an audiobook recording. So I've been doing my research on how to do that. I have been kind of working on some other things like my decluttering and stuff. So I kind of abandoned that for the time being. But if you have other things, and I just think it's a really nice place. This is a little tip-in thing that I made to kind of just remind me of the different areas in my life. So when I go to put in my reflections, and you'll see how that comes in later on as we go through the month. And I put a sticky note in here because I'm afraid of permanency. I want to make sure that this is all that I want before I go and put it in permanently. And then on the flip side, I just have the daily tasks that I need to do so that when I'm looking at like my planner, I can kind of compare that I'm taking care of all of these things and I don't have to write these things down every single day, you know? In this planner, it's kind of organized a couple different ways. So it's broken, and you can kind of see maybe here you can see I have 3 little ribbons, which thank you for the ribbons and thank you for having 3 bookmark ribbons because that is freaking amazing. First, we have this whole section which is just your month at a glance. Then you don't have your weeks at a glance until the next section, and then in the very back there is just plain journaling paper, and you have plain paper and dot grid paper. So first we have monthly goals. It's designed a lot like the yearly goals where you have a goal, a purpose, and an action. Then it is broken up into personal, family, and professional. This is definitely something that's really from the bullet journal system too, where you kind of look at your year and see what you want to accomplish in a year, and then you break it down of what you can do in a month's time and kind of focus on that. And then you have notes section over there. Then you have your monthly spread. For me, whenever I have a planner, I have to have this spread. That was one thing that was not working for me with the bullet journals is I hated my handwriting. I didn't want to draw out these monthly spreads, but this is really the best way for my brain to visualize the entire month ahead, because especially with my husband's work schedule too, we kind of operate in like 2-week chunks. So like when he's at work, this is like the signifier that he's at work. I put like a blue line that these are his work days, and then these are the days that it's just me with the kids, and then again the work days. So when you're done with the month, you come over here and flip to this page, and this is your monthly reflection. This is just this is like a dotted line paper in here. I thought it was blank, but now that I see it in the light better, it's like a dotted line paper, so you can kind of journal. How did your month go? Strengths, weaknesses. Over here, top 5 accomplishments. I really like this spot. Then we have over here what I wanted to get done, but I didn't, and why. And I think this is really great question. It's just reflection of the month. Then we have what have I learned this month, and I'll go ahead and share this. I put that I really need to work on focusing my attention better to finish projects. Then they have a little space for planning for next month. Then you flip the page and you come into your February spread where you start planning for February. As I said, I'm worried about messing up. I hate my handwriting, so I generally write everything in pencil before I go in and write it in pen again. So that's how each of the monthlies go. Then we're gonna grab our little bookmark here and, oh no, it broke. How the heck did it break? Shoot. I gotta figure out how to put that back in. Okay. Anyways, had to break right now, of course, of all times. Anyways, then we have weekly overviews. And so far, so good. I've been filling up every single day with all kinds of stuff. This is what a weekly spread looks like. And up here, it says this week's top focus. You get three things to focus on for the whole week. Then you have a little notes section. Then you have, and I love this. I'm not really into gratitude journals that much. Like, I know some people have like purely dedicated gratitude journals, but this is like a space that you could just write something that you're grateful for the whole week. And I think that's a really cool format. And then you have another reflection space. And then for each day, you have this space, and then you have top 4 things that are priority and then 4 things that are secondary. I kind of like that it's broken up that way as well. And then for the Saturday and Sunday, it's not a full spread, which I also really like, because Saturdays and Sundays, we just don't do a lot. Those are our days to like kind of let our brain have a break of like setting, like, you have to do this. And it's time when the kids are home. And then the blank pages. There's not a whole lot of blank pages, which is fine. If you want to put trackers in or anything like that, it should be plenty of pages to do that. I started using this space for my reading, and I had made this reading tracker before Christmas. And then on Christmas, my husband got me a reading journal, and I do have a video on that, but it already has a reading tracker. So I mostly fill it out in the reading journal. I decided that I didn't want to tear this page out or anything, and it's beautiful. So I'm just going to go ahead and carry it over into here. I might actually do something a little bit different that I'm not doing in the other one. And I started a key. It's in pencil, so you probably can't read it, but it's a key, and it has like number designations or I was going to do color designations and that correspond with how many pages read. Sometimes I read a little bit in the morning, sometimes I read like a little bit at night, and it's just a lot for me to calculate. So I don't think I'm going to end up doing that. One thing I do is I put 1/ if I read, and I make a full X if I completed a book that day. And I really like that system so far. Then over here, I made just a best books of 2024. So this will be a lineup of every single book by month that was the best. And then I'll break it down and choose the best of those 2 months. And then we'll break it down and kind of make like a tree of kind of just figuring out what is the winner of the best book of the year. And then we have space for runner-up favorites. This is something that's not in the reading journal. So I guess I kind of have like my reading journals in 2 different places. Then over here are the Madison City Library 2024 Reading Challenge, and I am challenged to read 116 books. This is something that I did not start until like a week ago, and I decided that this was a really good place to go ahead and just track all the prompts, and just so I could see all the prompts and figure out what books fit in all the prompts. And there are 116 prompts. Then on the next page over, I'm just making a running list of all the books that I read in 2024. As much as I love and adore my reading journal, I wonder if I should go grab it really quick. It's right here. We might as well grab it. We can get a closer look at the reading journal now that we didn't get before. This is the reading journal that Donald got me for Christmas, and I absolutely love it and adore it, and it's gorgeous inside. Here again is that reading tracker. It has really beautiful colors. You can see the days that like I finished books. January was a phenomenal month for me. Then we have over here, literary bucket list. So these are all the books that are on my TBR for the year that I really want to read. And then I have this page I'm kind of reserving for maybe books that are going to be released soon. Most of these books I already own. They're on my shelves, which last year and this year, I really want to focus on reading the books I already own. But there is a space here for new releases. And now that I also have a Kindle, and with Kindle Unlimited, I'm quickly building up a list of TBR books that I want to read that are in Kindle Unlimited as well. So anyways, then we have well-rounded reader checklist. It's kind of their own prompt list, and we have historical fiction, science fiction, biography, classic lit, mystery, thriller, romance, personal development, memoir, biography. Again, I don't know why that's there. Fantasy, young adult, beach read, and a spiritual read. Then over here, it's books borrowed, and I tend to borrow a ton of audiobooks. This is going to fill up really quickly. This is actually for books lent out, but I've never needed to lend any books out. So I'm just going to continue on with books borrowed, but I've kind of already failed at that. But I was kind of thinking maybe I'd just do the physical books I borrowed from the library. I might switch over to that. Then here are the book review pages, and you have this large space graphic to put your title and your author in. And then it also includes ebook, hardbook, audiobook, paperbook. And then this is the book number. And then you have pages started and finished on date, your star rating, genre, recommended by, fiction or nonfiction, I liked the ending, favorite character, and you get to rate the plot, and you get to rate the difficulty of reading it. Then you also have a place for favorite quotes, and then you have review notes and would you recommend this book. So I have to be really sparing with these pages because you can only put 50 books in here. So far, I've only put 2 books, and I think I'm going to put 2 more of the books that I read in January in here. But I've actually finished reading 12 books for this month. So some of the ones that I don't really have a strong feeling about, I'm just not going to put them in here. Okay, I apologize. I apologize for the little detour. I had not planned that. So I'm probably just going to keep it open-ended for books I read. Then over here we have plain white paper, and there's a lot less of these pages, which is perfectly fine. I'm actually going to be using it for my health. My husband and I actually just joined the gym, and with our membership, we get a body composition track sheet. We get one a month for the year, and we can kind of see the progression. And it's really weird. You stand on this thing that looks like a scale, and you hold these little wands, and it can tell you all this information. And these stats, these are private, so I'd be embarrassed for you guys to read those stats. But this was a paper it was a printout paper that didn't quite fit in here, even when I printed it on a half piece of paper. So I ended up just cutting around the pieces, the elements, and I just kind of glued them in here. For the stats that I'm tracking, I have a column for the date, your neck measurement, chest measurement, arms, waist, hips, thigh, calves, and then the parts that I added on to that was BMI, fat to muscle, which is kind of the way they showed it to me was that you would have this thing can calculate by standing on this little scale thing. It can calculate your muscle to fat ratio, and it gives you those numbers, and then it tells you what percentage of fat that you have. And then at the very end, I just put a pound sign because it didn't fit in the box to write it, and that's just how much my total weight is. And so I just have a big grid here to fill that in as the year goes. But as we go forward, I do want to add some weightlifting, and so I think it would be interesting to go and actually have a place to journal how many reps, how many sets. and then like what exercises I'm doing when I do like ab days. So that might be a really good use of the rest of these pages. And then to make this journal even better is there's also a little pocket here. So here's the schedule for all the classes at the gym. I've got some stamps in here because, as we were talking about, sending letters off. Now I have the stamps with me at all times. Then we have information on our library studio space. It's called, get this fancy little printout. It's called the in-body test, and how your weight breaks down muscle, fat, water. It even calculates how your body is retaining water, like if you have excessive water retention or like whatnot. So that's pretty cool. And then here's like what the stat page looks like. Okay, here's the virtual library book club flyer information, more stamps, a couple of these little things for, it's a little ruler. Oh, I have two of these. These are the adult winter reading. It's a bookmark, and you can color in the little books that you read when you finish a book. Oh, and by the way, color the book spine for every book that you read, listen to between January 1st and February 28th. They're going to do like a drawing from all these that were turned in, some prizes or whatever. And for the reading challenge that my local library is putting on, they also have a digital book club. So all the books that they're going to be reading throughout the year for the book club. And then here is all the information for the prompt list. It's 116 now. And then they have all these spaces. So what you do is you write the book that you read and the corresponding number. Then you put all your name and your phone number here, and then turn it into the library, because they are also going to do like, they're going to choose winners for people who participated in this. I don't really care about that. I just think it would be really fun to participate in that. So that is the primary planner. I feel like it has everything I could need out of a planner. I'm in love with it. I will have to see if they make these for the next year. Then I have this little daily planner. And this is actually a really cool little set that I found. Really cheap. It was $5. It's this whole set of little mini planners. And there's one per month. This one was January, so this is the one I selected for January. You input the date, and then you pick a daily goal, a priorities, and then here I filled it out a lot. This was also the first day of the year. I'm super excited, super motivated. So I wrote down, a bullet list of just different things we did. I hear like Erin made BLTs for breakfast. I'm using this more of like a reflective diary of kind of like little things that we did that I wouldn't necessarily put in my planner because they are not daily like tasks or appointments. So this is kind of a mix between appointments and like a diary. And here on this page is like a day of reflection. So today I failed in my very first day of my 30-day exercise challenge. Yeah, I was going to do like a plank challenge or whatever. I didn't do it. And then there's another day I did like a lot of journaling. I decided I really like these little mini planners because I can take them every single place that I go. So sometimes I'm carrying a smaller bag that I don't want to put my main planner in. A lot of times I'm going bagless nowadays, and I just carry my keys in my wallet or a tiny little mini clutch purse, and I just don't have a space, and I don't want to carry this around everywhere. But I do like having this, and I do find that it's been really therapeutic for me to kind of just sit down at the end of the day and kind of just reflect about the whole day. And this again also goes into kind of some personal struggles that I have being like at home mom sometimes, and being in a forward momentum, because it could be so easy to just let the days get away from you. And sometimes you just need a reminder that like, yeah, I had a really lazy day today, but I still did the laundry, I still did dishes, I still did these things. And those are important things. Those things, I feel like, even though they seem small, is sometimes really important to just remind yourself that you did things, you did important things that help your family out. That is a whole conversation for another day, but kind of a hard one for a lot of stay-at-home parents. And this has really made me feel like my days are full. And just the act of sitting down and writing stuff down, things come to my mind about like, oh yeah, I really want to do that. And then I might get up and do that thing that I was thinking about. And so I think that just this practice is just really therapeutic, is something that I'm thankful for. Lastly, the spiral. This is a brain dump. And I find that I love a brain dump. I need it. I need it to declutter my mind because I have the 2 kids and my husband and the house projects and the pets and then just personal things I really enjoy doing. And then other bigger projects that need little tasks to do. To fit all that in, it can be really overwhelming sometimes, actually most of the time. And I do feel like just dumping it all into a space is essential. And so really satisfying to have a place where I can mark it out and see everything that I have accomplished by seeing everything that is ticked off the list. So I did watch some videos to kind of get some ideas as well. I wrote a place where I keep all my notes. And then I just wrote down some things that I feel like why brain dump. And here is triggers. So one YouTuber I was watching, if I can find her video, I will try to link it below. These like things that make you think of things that you're going to remember later to go ahead and make a note of so you don't forget. And things like scheduled events, appointments that you need to make, or appointments that you have, vacations, school calendars, work, special events, movie shows, events, recurring events like trash or recycling days. That reminds me, I need to put my recycling weeks in. Holidays, birthdays, anniversaries, all those things. These are just trigger words that like make you think of things in your life, and then you can proceed to put those things in your brain dump list. We have it broken down into other categories, like general things, which is like shopping online, exams, cleaning stuff, like your bills or whatever. And then daily things like daily tasks, meals, recipes, self-care, exercise, letters, sleep, emails, things for people, family, yourself, your partner, your children, your friends, your neighbors, your community, siblings, and then things for location. So, and this is one that I really like to do when I'm trying to think of like projects around the house, is I will go just like from room to room, or even cleaning tasks. I'm like, today I'm going to deep clean my kitchen, whatever that means. It's my kitchen. And then I might be like, okay, today I want to clean out the refrigerator, or I want to pull out the stove and clean behind that, whatever. So I really like these like physical location tick box to think. And then this kind of goes into like maintaining balanced weeks. So they're designed days to focus on one area or designated weeks. Kind of catch up days, because I feel like weekends get away from me, like especially when it comes to cleaning the house and stuff. Then I kind of have like a daily breakdown of what a day in my life looks like. However, this has completely changed. I have to redo a different one because that I am going to like yoga classes in the morning. I basically set the kids off. They leave the house at like 7:20. I grab my bag, I go to the gym, and I've been there till like 10 o'clock every day. So all of this stuff is like, I have to move all my other things that I would like to accomplish for the day towards the second half of the day. Here is brain dump process. I want to do like a major brain dump like at the beginning of the month. So here's master brain dump, and then I have a monthly brain dump, which I go ahead and dump into different categories. February's brain dump, and then I even made a YouTube brain dump, which I don't know why. Sometimes I just like to make a handwritten list, but I actually have a project manager on Notion, which I use on a regular basis. So that's kind of just me wanting to just see it, I guess. Here from this list, I can go and this brain dump list. Like I'll sit down at the end of the month or the beginning of the next month and just kind of all these kind of bigger things do, and then I will open up my planner and kind of play those out. And I am done yammering on. I hope that you enjoyed that. That's the entire planning system that I have been using for the last month. I wanted to kind of put it into practice, and I did want the extra time to figure out what I was going to do with those journaling pages at the end. I literally just figured it out last week, and last night I sat down and I created and designed those pages and filled them in more. We're getting into February. It's time for me to kind of January, fill in those pages and move on and pick out a little journal for February and focus on the February goals. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this. I'll see you soon. Bye.